This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, live in the RHR studio. Good morning. This is Ray W2RE. We're here in the RHR studio in New York. I start up and operate another session of DX. Great to get back on the air yesterday. And good to be back here in the RHR studio again and bring amateur radio here live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. What I'm going to talk about quickly this morning, just want to touch base on the ARRL contest. Pretty much done with that subject. Not really going to pursue it any further. However the cards fall, the cards fall. At the end of the day, we brought thousands, if not tens of thousands, how to operate a contest. Or even just to even hear what a contest sounds like. So if I get penalized for that, that's okay. We'll move on for that. We're going to be higher than them. We're going to be bigger than them. There is still a forum going on about it. And of course, you know, the attacks are just relentless. Just like when we started Remote Ham Radio back in the day. What I'm bringing you here every morning, or every other morning, or weekly, is about how we operate DX and how to operate a station, how to, properly sign, using phonetics, interchanging with other operators around the world, and of course operating a pretty big station or stations. And I enjoy doing it. I know you out there enjoy watching it. You've already told me that you enjoy watching the show. You like work. You like what we're doing. And then there's, of course, always going to be the naysayers. Ruining ham radio. Ruining contesting. But again, I said we're gonna stay above it. And we're going to be better than him. And at the end of the day, we will prevail. I encourage everybody. If you have something to say, put it in chat. If you have a picture to share about your antenna, send it to us. This morning on my own personal Facebook page, I posted a beautiful email from a guy in South Africa. I put it on my Facebook page. I want to share these things. I want people to understand what we're doing. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there and what this show is all about. So please share. Please get in chat. Tell us what you want to hear. And we're going to move on and we're going to enjoy the show. So the next thing I want to talk about, who's behind this at Remote Ham Radio? And how did we get to where we are today? So back in 2008, Lee, WW2DX, and I, my business partner here in Remote Ham Radio, otherly known as Hudson Valley Towers Incorporated. Back in 2008, we started a tower business called called Hudson Valley Towers. And instantly, right after we started that business, we grew quickly. And the reason why, we do professional work. And we were incorporated, insured. Not like most, if not all, amateur radio installers here in the United States. I don't know how it is around the rest of the world, but we run a professional show. And today, operating my tower business under Radio Echo Communication with my son, the professional business. Incorporated, insured, and we take no shortcuts. I put up several hundred towers in my day. Not 100, not 200, but probably more than 200. I own 50 towers myself on the east coast of the United States between the multiple stations we own or lease. Most of those towers were put up by me. So we do a professional job here. We do a professional job in everything we do. And that irritates a few. But again, we're going to stay above the fray and we're going to bring this beautiful show to you. So let me talk about who's part of the remote ham radio technology here. You'll be surprised. It's only 4 guys. This beautiful console that you see in front of you here, operating from a web browser. We don't have any, this isn't any special software. I'm connected to a web browser that connects me to the station wherever in the world. I'm connected on the web browser to a station currently in the state of Maine. Everything's done voice over IP. And we connect to the station using our own technology. Nobody else in this world has this technology to remote a station. Yes, there's other remote solutions out there, and yes, they work. But nothing's better than what we got here. This is beautiful. And because we've been working on it since 2012. And I want to just recognize the 4 guys that are involved in here. Actually, 3 guys and myself. I'm going to bring up about them from my website here at remotehamradio.com. So if you go to remotehamradio.com and you go about us, you'll see 4 photos. And to the left here, this is me with the climbing belt on in the dead of winter with snow on the ground. I'm the grunt guy. I'm the guy that's out in the field doing the towers, keeping stuff maintained, building the stations. That's what I do here at Remote Ham Radio. Lee Imber, WW2DX, the second photo over. Very talented man. Could do everything. IT guy. Communicates well with people. Keeps the business rolling. And can do, like I said, can do everything. So if we need him out in the field, he can be in the field. If he needs to be doing IT work and coding stuff, he can do that. Communicating with other clients and engaging with the customers, that's what he does. He does a great job. The next guy over to the third over is Rockwell, WW1X. A young man, I think he's not even 30 yet, or maybe he is 30. He's our IT guy that develops the website, the web console. He works full time, probably 60 hours a week, keeping the stuff up and running. Does a beautiful job. Everybody wants our software because of his work. Our Flex integration is pretty good. Some have said it's better than the Flex. The fourth one over to the right is my son, Bobby. Bobby is really in charge of social media. Bobby's in charge of those great drone pictures that you see on our website. Bobby's in charge of being in the field with me. He's our guy when we need things to get done. We need to send an amplifier out. He's out there sending the amplifier out. We need him to go run to a site and change a rotor. Well, he can go do that. So Bobby's a jack of all trades. Bobby, when we're out in the field, he can handle a man lift. He can do the backhoe. So I just wanted to bring up the 4 people that I'm involved here at Remote Ham Radio. That's it. It's only 4 people. 4 people running a very large organization. Probably one of the largest organizations in ham radio. And we're very well respected in the amateur community. So those are the 4 people here at Remote Ham Radio. Just wanted to recognize them before I get on with the show today. One other thing I want to mention is our youth program. I know I always emphasize the youth program because nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever talks about our RHR youth program because we do a better job than everybody else. Our youth program's like no other. Our youths are the greatest. Our youths have more respect than the people going around ranting about the ARRL score. The youths are precious to us. They're our future. They understand what the future of ham radio looks like. And it's mixed in with social media. It's absolutely mixed in with social media. We got to listen to what our youths are telling us. Don't look down on them. Way too many amateur radio operators, mostly the old school guys, don't like change. Change is forbidden. It's amazing how I have a whole different perspective. And remember, I never went to college. I don't have a college education, but I get it. I understand it. I know what people are looking for. I know the youth are important. And I listen to them. Just yesterday, last night, this morning, I pulled up this logbook. There's 50 QSOs in here, 50 QSOs in here in 13 minutes. So if you figure that out, it's at a pace of 4 QSOs per minute, and you figure that out in a 60-minute time frame, that's 240 Qs. Again, I'll repeat, there's 50 QSOs here, and it's put into the log within 13 minutes. 50 QSOs, 13 minutes. Comes to about 4 QSOs a minute from HH2AA in Haiti. It was done by a 13-year-old on CW. 13 years old on CW. This is what we do with our youth. He was on the air this morning from Haiti making QSOs. I'll just read a few of the calls that he worked. Delta Lima 5, Kilo Whiskey. Lima Alpha 9. United Charlie 5, Golf in Russia. A lot of Russian stations in there. 60. Let me shut that off for a second. Oscar Zulu 9, Victor Oscar. Lima Alpha 5, Lima Bravo Alpha, United Delta 8 Alpha. 50 QSOs in 13 minutes. And he probably was just playing around. Kid's amazing. But he's one of the many, many, many youths that use RHR every day. And we have several hundred youth. Most of them don't use it. But the ones that do use it, they're on every day. Unfortunately, we have to have somewhat of a limitation on how much they can operate a month. Because if we didn't have a limitation on how much they operate a month, well, then we would be out of business. We tried. We approached the ARRL years ago. Said, hey, we have a great idea for a youth program. This is what we propose. We can get this in every high school and college in the U.S. Went on deaf ears, never got a response. They didn't even we sent an email to everyone on the board. Everyone. Blanket copied everyone on the youth program that we're proposing. Deaf ears, never got a response. So we do our own youth program. Yes, it has limitations. We cannot allow the youth to be on the air unlimited. We have paying customers that keep the business running. But these youths are getting on the air, and here's a perfect example of this morning. Just 30 minutes ago. He's on 20 meter CW. He makes 50 QSOs in 13 minutes at a pace of a 240 hour. And I'm sure he was just playing around. He wasn't even serious. He's doing it from our basic logger, too. Because when you operate HH2AA, you have to use our logger. because every QSO is automatically uploaded to the logbook of the world. So anybody that operates HH2AA from the United States has to sign the HH2AA call sign. It's the requirement. It's the agreement we have with the Haitian radio government. It's a club call. HH2AA, the suffix stands for air ambulance. Everything from every penny proceed that's made from the HH2AA is given back to Haiti. We make no money on Haiti. It's just publicity. And here's a perfect example where publicity will work in our favor. A 13-year-old makes 50 QSOs from Haiti and an average of $240 an hour. Beautiful. Anybody else promoting amateur radio to the youth like we do? We're limited. We're four men. We can't sit here all day and work on the youth program. We went out. We opened our arms and said, hey, we have the technology. We can bring this to thousands and hundreds of thousands of youths in the world, in the U.S. especially, since they have to operate under an FCC call sign. And we got a zero response. Zero. So I just wanted to talk about our youth program. AA4LS is exception to the rule. None of the youth are doing this. None of the youth are operating at this pace. You know, there are very good, talented youth on our system. And they have access just like Charles, AA4LS has. They can do what he does as well. I don't know if they're going to work a pace of 240 an hour. And I can guarantee you, this young man could do 300 an hour at 13 years old. Unheard of. We're giving him the tools to exceed. So that's what I want to bring to you this morning. We're done with the ARRL thing. We're not going to discuss it anymore. We're going to operate. And today, we're going to get on 20 meters. I encourage everybody in here to make your comments. We need to hear from you, what you want to see. And if you have any questions, and Ray, what are you doing? Why are the three antennas? Why is the top, middle, and bottom antenna in this console all beaming in the same direction? Any question that you have that you may not understand, bring it to me. You're part of the show more than I am. I want you guys to engage in the chat window. I want you guys and gals, I should say women too, because we have a lot of women watching us. I want everybody to be part of the show. And if you're part of the show, it's what makes it great. People come in from Facebook, some people come in from YouTube, some people come in from Twitch. It's great that we have this integrated chat window where everybody can chat between themselves. Connor came in with the first question. What ARO didn't listen because it wasn't their idea? Well, that's Dave that mentioned it. Of course. That's probably most of the reason, Dave. And Connor just asked the question, what's the takeoff angle and gain of the 7/7/7? I honestly don't know the answer, but I bet you it's over 20 dB. I've never modeled it. And that's in the console, that's a misrepresentation. That came from the tri-bander stack on 10 meters. That's actually 5/5/5. But I can guarantee the takeoff angle from this location where I'm operating right now is better than the takeoff angle from, say, Pennsylvania or Maryland. We opened the band first in Maine too. Everybody knows that in here. They hear me first. While I was operating the contest over the past weekend, 9 Alpha, 1 Alpha, and myself were talking at 4 o'clock in the morning, local time here in the U.S., joking about how he can't hear anybody else in the U.S. and I can't hear anybody else in Europe. And we were just chatting, waiting for the band to open. So the takeoff angle is quite incredible from Maine. So yeah, 1,500 watts with 20 dB a gain, you're going to be heard. But the most importantly thing is we're going to be heard regardless. It's hearing. It's hearing the weak guys. When we built this station, or let me go even further back. When I looked for the property for this station, because we do it all. We don't have people working for us. We don't have people going out finding stations. We don't have people digging holes. We do it all. So when we were looking for this station, the first thing that in my mind, because now I've done this a lot of times, I've made my share of mistakes. I know now what not to look for when I'm looking for land. I know if a customer comes to me and says, hey, I have a certain amount of budget and this is what I want, I know exactly what to look for. Nobody else will understand my concept and my thinking when I'm going to look for a piece of land. There's a lot of things that come into play when you're going to build a remote station. Which, by the way, it's going to be the future of this hobby 10, 15, 20 years from now. The HOAs and everywhere in the world are very strict. Try to put up a tower in Long Island. It's going to cost you $20,000 just in legal fees. So what we do is we have a plan. The first and important plan when we're looking for a station, this is all knowledge on the internet. If you have an idea that you want to buy a piece of land in a certain area, all the towns, most of the towns, have their regulations, their zoning laws on the internet. You could easily go there and see if ham radio is exempt. Or if the wording's put in the zoning that you think you could win. The second most important thing when you're looking for property to build a remote station is, will the town have the resources to fight me? Think about what I just said there. Will the town have the resources to fight me if I take it to court? Well, if you're in Great Neck, Long Island, and you want to put up a 100-foot tower, good luck to you, because it's going to cost you $20,000 to $50,000 to fight it. If you want to put a tower up in Summit, New York, where I just did this past summer, and the regulations aren't quite right, you have to go through a special permit process, they're going to grant you it at the end of the day. They're not going to fight you on it because they know they can't win, and it's going to cost them more money than just to grant it to you. So you have to understand where to pick your fight and where to build these remote stations. I know where to build them on the East Coast of the United States. I know where to look. I know what kind of land is important when building a remote station. If somebody came to me tomorrow and says, hey, I got 100 acres, and it's $500 an acre, which would be $50,000, and it's completely wooded, I would say no thanks. Somebody came to me for the same amount, $50,000, and the property is 20 acres, 1/5 of that, I'd consider it. The cost to have 50 or 100 acres cleared is astronomical. I learned that lesson when we had 5 acres cleared in Eastport to put up the 160-meter Foursquare. Cost $10,000 for the guy to come there and excavate it. So the most important thing when you're looking to build a remote station or looking to build a station in general, you want the right piece of property. The third thing that I always look for is there any chance of man-made noise in the most important direction? Well, the most important direction for Maine is northeast. Yes, when we bought Eastport, we shoot northeast over power lines before we get to the ocean. Even though Eastport is only 1,000 feet from the saltwater sea, we shoot through power lines to get there. And yes, we've had our share of line noise. I'm always out there with the I forget what you call it, the little round thing to look for noise sources. And I found one just 2 weeks ago that was killing us. So that's the most important thing when you're operating a ham radio station is you want no noise. Just like when I was operating the contest over the weekend at my 5 o'clock run, you don't hear any buzz or anything of that. I'm hearing all the weak guys calling from Europe at 5 o'clock in the morning because we have no noise floor. That's a very important factor. So these are facts about building a remote station. We have the knowledge on how to do it. We've done it more than everybody else. There's a lot of factors into building a remote station. You don't have to put a house on the property. You don't have to buy a piece of property with a house. We've already shown you that. But finding the right piece of property is important. And that's where I'm getting to the point over this weekend on the 20-meter results. We had more QSOs in the USA because we had the right piece of land. We picked a great QTH. It's on salt water. Salt water, even though most say the only effect you get on salt water is verticals, I disagree. When you're horizontal on the ocean, I feel the effects. I could tell the difference. When you operate as much as I do over the years, you know when you have something good. And here in Jonesport, we have something huge. And I want to talk about the guy that I'm partnered with on the Jonesport station. And I'm going to quickly touch on it, and then I'm going to start operating. I'm sorry about ranting here, but I want everybody, yesterday when I gave a little speech, my opening statement after the ARRL and the potential consequences, I got feedback from everybody. I loved it. I love the passion. Do that more often. Talk about what you're doing, and we want your insight. So I did it. And I'm doing it again this morning. So I want to talk about the guy that I'm partners with in Jonesport and how this became. So last year in Dayton, at the Dayton Convention, longtime friend, K1 Lima Zulu, his name is Krasimir. He's originally from Bulgaria, but he lives in Massachusetts. He owns a robot factory, one of the biggest robot factories in the world. He builds robots. I believe he has contracts with the U.S. government and other governments around the world. He's a very smart and intelligent guy. He's taken his fair share. I wouldn't call it fair share, but he's taken his share of hits from the amateur community just like I do. First thing he said to me, he goes, when we build Jonesport, it's going to be better than any other station in the U.S. And when we start contesting, we're going to take bullets. He said, they're going to come after us. And he's already right. When you build something big and you do big things, you're subject to criticism. I've learned that. I accept it. Well, Crossy, when he told me that, it's really an important factor. That when you do big things, expect criticism. So here's a picture of Crossy right here. K1 Lima Zulu. Like us here at Remote Ham Radio, he's a big proponent of the youth. He donates a lot of time and money to the youth in amateur radio. Solid guy. I heard when a few people heard I was partnering with Crossy to build a station, you should have heard the negativity I got from people. I don't think that's a good idea. He has a reputation. The only reputation I see is this guy's a hero on ham radio. He never gets recognized for the awesome things he does in amateur radio. He builds stations. He's got a station in Bulgaria, probably the biggest station in the world. He opens it to his operators to operate. No charge. He doesn't charge anybody. He's got an awesome youth program where he has them all come together and they do a contest. He donates a lot of time. He donates to a lot of DXpeditions. He's world renowned. So Crossy and I, let me see if this picture will open bigger. I think this is the better picture here. Are behind the Jonesport station that did really well on 20 meters this weekend. Crossy is a good guy. I know good people. I know generous people when I see them. Yes, Crossy and I, when we're out there working in the field, we're beating up each other. It's okay. That's how you get things done. I did most of the yelling at him. You know, he liked to do things a certain way, and I like to do things a certain way. And I've been doing things a certain way for my whole life, and he's been doing certain things his whole life. So we had a little friction. But we're still friends. We still have a great partnership together. We don't fight over money. The guy is a great guy, and he's taken his share of hits over the year as well, because he does big things. And he's all behind us streaming. I don't think he's going to stream because it's not what he does. I think he's operating the Russian DX contest next weekend. He's going to be operating the Jonesport station. Crossy is one of the heroes in this hobby, and I'm partners with him on the Jonesport project. And of course, remote ham radio technology is introduced to this station. Lee and Rock and Bobby all have input on this. Crossy had his group of guys that came in and helped us. We both worked together. We built one of the biggest stations in the U.S. in 5-6 weeks. I can't even remember. It's a blur to me. We worked 12, 14 hours a day and worked like dogs. That's what his workers told me when we were working. We must work like dogs. He's a passionate guy. Great operator. One of the best CW operators in the world. Big heart. Big heart. Generous man. So we make a very good tandem on this Jonesport station. We're just getting started. He told me not to mention the big things we're going to do there in the future because he wants it to be a surprise. We have big things going on in the Jonesport station, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So those are the things I wanted to recognize this morning before we move on to the show. I've already spent 30 minutes on it. I want input from everybody. Put it in chat. Send us pictures. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about the show. I've had many people tell me, hey, I have friends who are not even ham radio operators. They watch the show. They love watching you work DX here. You watch DX. They never knew it was this cool. We're bringing ham radio to people that they don't even know what ham radio is about. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to plan on, we're moving forward. We're not going to let the naysayers bring us down. And there's a lot of them out there. But then there's a lot of bright people out there that have come to me and said, hey, we love what you're doing. All right. Let's work some DX. So I'm going to find a frequency here. Turn up the volume. You can see the band's already open.
And I could compensate a little bit of that maybe with capacitors or something and using the VNA to check it. So
Somebody tuning up for a long time. I don't know what that is.
Sim, stage, ok, ó Domingos? Posso escutá-lo e boa viagem por aí. Chega por aí.
Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use, please? Morning, everybody. Hello, CQ, CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. CQ a DX, Delta X-ray, CQ a DX. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ.
George 4, United, Juliet, Sierra.
0, George, Queen.
George 4, United Japan Sugar. Wow. That was quick. You're 5'9", plus about 10 or 20 over. Go ahead.
Yes, Al Ray. I was watching the frequency on the show, so I thought I'd catch you. But I didn't have time to warm up the amplifier, so I'm barefoot today. Remind you the name's Rob. You're 5 at 9, of course.
Well, Rob, appreciate you calling in and watching the show, and you're just doing fantastic here. You're 20 over this morning, even with your low power. I'm operating from the Jonesport station. You know the details. 5 over 5 over 5, beaming your direction. How's things over there in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, things are good. Things are good. So apart from this coronavirus thing, which got everyone worrying and making a lot of changes here. But self-isolation in the Radio Shack seems like a good idea. It's not raining today, which makes a big change. Anyway, I'll let you get on, Ray. There's lots of people queuing up for you, I'm sure. W2RE, George 4, United, Juliet, Sierra.
Yeah, Roger, Rob. Very good on the coronavirus. Good reason to stay inside and operate radio. Actually, the coronavirus has pretty much hit home here. We, my son, who he works for a news organization in Westchester County, New York, called Channel 12 News. He's been working in the hotspot there in New Rochelle, New York, which has the most cases in the United States. He's been actually going to the hospital where these patients are in and doing the filming. Well, the news organization told him last night, pack it up, take the news truck, go home, and work from home. Because the National Guard's in there, and this is the hotspot in the United States, called New Rochelle, New York. And he works for the largest news organization in the county as a cameraman. And they told him pack it up. So he's got the news truck here. Still lives at home. He's got the news truck right here parked in front of the house here. And then my wife got a phone call last night. Who's a nurse, also in Westchester County, which has the most cases in the U.S., and that the doctor that's taking care of one of her patients has the coronavirus. And now this patient possibly could have the coronavirus and is still in the nursing home. So if that person tested positive, then everybody's going to have to be quarantined. It's going to be a big mess. So that's what's going on this side. It's really hitting home for us. Besides my son working in a hot spot as a cameraman, my wife's a nurse in the same county where the most cases are in the United States in a nursing home. And there may be a patient in there that hasn't been confirmed yet. So anyway, good to hear you, Rob, and thanks for watching the show. Golf 4 United Japan Sugar, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo 7-3.
Juliet, Sierra. Well, my wife's a nurse in a nursing home as well. And, they're looking at restricting visits and things like that at the moment. But it's a very worrying time. Anyway, you take care. Cheers and beers, and we'll be seeing you. G4UJS.
Yeah, very good, Rob. Good to hear you. Great signal, as always. Hey, Derek, stand by one moment. I got Dave in there, longtime friend. for over 30 years. Let me say hello to him. Golf Zero, Golf Queen Pacific. How you doing, Dave?
Yeah, good morning, Ray. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Golf Zero, Golf Quebec Papa. Good morning to Tom Shepherd. I think he's listening, Ray. Yeah,
Shepherd!
I listened and watched just about all of it. I think I missed about a minute at the beginning, mate. Very passionate, and you've got a lot of followers, you know that. You know what my thoughts are, Ray. I'm right behind you, so's Tom, and so's all the guys on there, you know, but it's the way the world is. We know that, mate. That's the way it is, and if people don't have the idea and someone else does, they get jealous and all sorts of backstabbing and crap goes on. But I at one point thought you were perhaps going for the presidency. Because I think on your performance this morning, Ray, you'd wipe the floor with them. You really would. But what do you do, mate? And you know that. You know the score. Just carry on regardless. You know, they'll carry on in their sad little worlds. They're the sort of people that sit in a dark room by themselves. And, you know, they haven't got a life outside of whatever they do. Okay. Oh, Jackie just called me. Dinner's on the table. Well, the dinner is on a plate on the table, Ray. That's the best way to put it, isn't it? So I'll pop down there in a moment or two. But I just want to call in, let you know we're still about here. And a lot of my club members listen to you, Ray. I think I told you that before. There's quite a few listen and follow you. Of course, they can't all listen because they've got jobs of work to do. And they're all out of work. But those that are able to, they're following you on their iPads and God knows what else. And,
Yeah, right, Connor. Not going to happen.
It's certainly creating a level of enthusiasm. It's what the hobby needs. I'm an old fart, Ray, you know that. I mean, you've known me over 30 years. You know how old I am. I'm an old fart. But I've got no objection to new things. I may not take part in them, but I've got no objection to them. As I always tell people, amateur radio's got many paths. You can choose to walk down the path that suits you the best and let the other guys carry on down the pathway they want to go down.
Absolutely.
I'm not great at remote ham radio. But I think the technology is great, and you do a great job. And I guess there's other guys out there trying their best as well. You know, it's a new part of the hobby. It just keeps going on and on. If we stayed still, our heads would be under the mud and on the sand, wouldn't they? We wouldn't go anywhere, and the hobby would die a death. So we need these new things. And the ARRL and the RSGB, well, I know what I'd do with them. I'd kick them into touch. They're a bunch of old farts, and they just
absolutely.
I don't know what's wrong with them. If it's not their idea, it's no good. You know, and then one of them comes up with an idea that somebody else suggested 5 years ago. They'll pick up on it. But anyway, I'll let you get on. I'm sure there's hordes of people out there want to say hello to you, Ray, and give you their support. You've certainly got support from this side of the pond, or this area, this side of the pond, I should say. I'm going down. I've got chips and pork. Belly of pork today. I can smell the garlic, Ray, so I'm going to go and enjoy that. Chin up, mate. Give my love to Laurie and the rest of your kids, and of course baby Ella, and I'll give my highest regards to the rest of your team. And Bobby's your right-hand man. I was waiting for you to say Bobby is my right-hand man. You didn't use those words, but I knew what you meant, Ray. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Once again, Ray, my pleasure. Golf Zero, Golf Quebec Papa.
Yeah, very good, Dave. Fantastic. And I assume you're running the 100 watts this morning. 5.9 all the way. And, appreciate the kind words. And, as usual, I agree with you 100%. That's why we've been friends for 30 years. When you first came over here and visited us in the United States back in 1990. And I love the pictures, by the way. Lori actually found our album. And we had similar pictures in the album. She was showing it to me. I was going to take the pictures and send it off to you. But, again, I got sidetracked. It never happened. Agree with you 100%, Dave. Because it's not their idea. Not a good idea to do it. Connor mentioned I should run for the ARRL CEO. Absolutely not. Never going to happen. They need a guy in there that keeps quiet. I'm way too vocal for that job. If we're gonna do anything, we'll do our own organization. We have the resources and the people to do it. If we wanted to run something like the ARRL, we could do it ourselves. We could do a better job. I think we would have a better way to keep track of DXCC. But that's for another day. And that has already been discussed. People have come to us and said, hey, you guys ever thought about running your own organization better than the ARRL? But again, we're only 4 men here. And we don't know if we want to take on that headache or not. So, yeah, as you could tell, I'm very passionate here, Dave. And that comes back from being a shop steward for head shop steward for 25 years. I had to be the guy, the head organizer, bring my case to the management. I acted like an attorney for 25 years. I was always fighting for my guys. And I'll never stop fighting to better things. Good to hear you this morning. Golf Zero, Golf Queen Pacific, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3, Ray, and hi to Tom. He's out there listening. He said hi to me. All the best, Ray. I'll catch you later, maybe. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, and anyone else listening. Yeah, Golf Zero, good quality person near Bletchley Park, England. Bye-bye, all.
Bye-bye, 73, Dave. Appreciate it. Mike India Zero, Sugar Delta Radio. You still in there, Derek?
Oh, Ray, how you doing? Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, MI0. SDR, returning. How you doing there? Good afternoon to you. Hope you're well there. And yep, I was just listening to your comments there. You see, that's the thing. Only for somebody like you keeping the whole thing going. All the guys everybody's getting old, and there's no new people coming into it, no young people. So the whole hobby will be dead. Only for people like you keeping the whole thing going. Over.
Yep. Very good, Derek. Yeah, the youth program. The youth are the most important. If we don't listen to what they want, the hobby's done. The hobby's done. You know, I believe, and this is a big problem with the hobby, especially with the licensing construction here in the U.S. Technicians don't have rights to digital modes. Our entry-level operators here in the U.S. should have at least minimum an entry-level class license where they can get on the digital modes on all bands. You know, they limit the technicians to pretty much just VHF and HTs. They give them a little bit of the band spectrum. You know, they give them 10 meters SSB. 10 meters that hasn't been open in 3 years. What are they going to do, talk to themselves? So we severely need to, the most important thing is restructuring the licensing. We got to get over the mindset that everybody did it the hard way, 20 words a minute, CW. Those days are over. It's long past. If a young person wants to get into CW, you got to get them on HF first. You got to get them exposed. You're not going to get a young kid today that's playing a game or that's playing in a gaming. By the way, the youth, they're big into streaming and they're big into gaming. There's a thing called Twitch TV. That's all all the kids today, all of them, are on Twitch TV. They're watching the gaming shows. They're watching their peers. They're watching how they do it. They follow the best gamers in the world. And that's why we have a presence on Twitch TV. We already have young people following us. I've already had young people tell me, I love what you're doing. I never knew ham radio was that fun. So, you know, we got to have an outreach to the young people, and we're not doing it. So, again, Derek, always a pleasure to hear you. You're sounding fantastic as always, old man. 5'9 plus 20. QSL?
Yeah, QSL. No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Them days are gone there. You know, if there's no young people coming into the hobby, that's the end of it. You really, I'm 54 years old there now, and even around where I live here in Derry, there's no young people at all. They're all around the same age as me. So once we're gone, that's the end of it there. Over.
The end of the day. At the end of the day, if we don't have the youth in here. And that's why I brought up the young kid this morning, 13 years old. You know, without having youth like him, we're not going to have a future. 13 years old. Doing 50 words a minute CW. It's unheard of. But we're giving him the tools to excel. It's great practice for him to get on Haiti and giving out QSOs. Sure, he can do that with the simulated program today. But the dude on the air is special. So, yes, I agree. We got to have an outreach to the youths in the U.S. or in the world, to be honest with you. You know, we need people to reach out to everybody in the world The youth are important. I think Europe is doing a much better job. I think Europe's doing a much better job with the youth than we are here. You guys do a fantastic job there in the United Kingdom with the foundation license. I love it. I love what you guys do in the United Kingdom with that foundation license. I can't tell you how many 10-watt guys I've worked over the last month that never worked the United States before until I gave the encouragement to do it. There's been a lot of things going on the United Kingdom Facebook page. W2RE specifically listened for 10-watt guys in the UK. They didn't think they could make it across the pond. Then they started calling in droves. I worked over 100 stations in a 2-day period. Over 100 of UK 10-watt guys that never worked the US before. We gotta have an outreach to encourage these guys. Get on the air. It's really it's something that we have to do. Everybody has to do it. You have to give back to the hobby. You can't keep on taking, and not give back. Giving back is the only way this thing survives. Derek, as always, the biggest signal from Northern Ireland. Mike 0, Sugar Delta Radio, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Okay, no, thanks, that's right. You're 100% right what you're saying. Only if, you're keeping the whole thing going there, because look how many people's watching your videos online as well on Facebook. Fair play to you there, Emily. Keep it going there, Ray. Keep what you're doing there. Fair play to you there. Thanks very much for taking the call. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, MI0SDR. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Derek. Always a pleasure to hear you in there. 73, take care. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ Europe.
Sugar America.
9 Alpha 5 Alpha X-ray.
9 Alpha 5 Alpha X-ray. At that big 9 Alpha 1 Tango station. 20 to 30 over. Sounding fantastic. And I'm going to try to remember the name. It's something DV. It's something with a V. Refresh my memory, please. Over.
Yeah, QSL, my name is Sven. Sierra Victor Echo November. Yeah, I'm currently on the 9A1 TT station. Yeah, I just saw that you streamed when I come home from school today, and just wanted to say hello.
There you go.
Mike, back to you, Ray.
Very good, Sven. Fantastic. Good to hear you in here. I'm glad you're following the stream. How often do you watch? Go ahead.
Yeah, when you stream, I watch. Try to watch every stream.
Wow.
So on the last weekend I couldn't watch because we were in the contest with the 9A1 TT call. But if you stream, I try to watch every stream.
Well, that's great, Sven. And 17 years old, and credits to the to 9 Alpha 1 Tango, Richard. Credit to him. He's given access to a 17-year-old to operate a station. Richard, that's a very special guy, 9 Alpha 1 Tango. He's from the United Kingdom. I don't remember his UK call. Maybe you know his United Kingdom call. But Richard, there in Croatia, has built a remote station very similar to what we do. He almost copied it to the T. Put a building right below the base of the tower. Rotating tower, too. He did it right. And your signal's the loudest I've heard this morning. You're 30 overs, Van. Incredible signal. Do you know Richard's United Kingdom call by any chance?
Whiskey Delta.
I know it. It's G0JFX, but I don't think it's actual now. I think he's left it and has only the 9A1 TT call now. My dad knows Richard for a long time, so maybe for 5 or 10 years now. And I only started to operate from a station to get my 100 DXCCs countries from 9 Alpha to request a 2-letter call. And yesterday I got the 100 confirmed via LOTW.
Great.
And yesterday I
that's fantastic.
tried to get my new call. Mike, back to you.
Well, that is fantastic. At 17 years old, DXCC. To get that is an incredible accomplishment, and congratulations. That's fantastic, and you'll remember that for the rest of your life. And how difficult, since I know you're in Germany, how difficult was it for you to get the 9 Alpha license? Did you have to take a similar test like in Germany? What was the process like? I'm just curious how you got the 9 Alpha 5 call sign while you were living in Germany. What was the process? Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it was not very difficult because my dad is from Croatia. He's also the 9 Alpha 4 Mike X-Ray, and he's DJ2 MX. And yeah, I just wanted to have the call sign for holidays. And yeah, Emir, 9 Alpha 6 Alpha Alpha, he just did all for me. I didn't need to take any tests. I just gave them my German license, and with the SEPT and the HAREC, they gave me the 9 Alpha 5 Alpha Alpha X-Ray QSL.
QSL, fantastic. That's great. That's great news. And, well, all I can say is welcome to the youth program. And I'm glad that you get in there after school and call me, and I'm glad that you've been watching the videos. 99% of the time, I'm just operating. The last 2 days, I just wanted to express my opinion about a few things, and I noticed that most people like it. So I will talk a little bit before I operate each and every time. And good to hear you, Sven. Keep up the good work, young man. And always call me when you hear me. Always love to hear your voice. And can tell Richard the station is humming. Maybe I'll send him the video. 30 over. You're peaking 30 over. One other comment, Sven, before I move on to the next guy. During the contest, I worked 9 Alpha, 1 Alpha. I don't know, too much about the station other than they have a big signal as well. We're on the air on Sunday morning. It was 4:30 a.m. local time here. 4:30 a.m. local time here. There's not a signal on the band, but I wanted to make sure I had a good frequency, so I found 14153 and started CQing. After about 5 minutes, 9 Alpha 1 Alpha calls me, knocks me off the chair. That's 9. And we're chatting for 15 minutes each way, waiting for the band to open. He's waiting for the U.S. band to open, and I'm waiting for the band to open to Europe. This is 4:30 in the morning. We're chatting about when is the band going to open. It was pretty cool to hear a station of that signal and no other signals being heard out of Europe, and vice versa. Same thing on his end. It's called location, location, location. Good to talk to you, then. 9 Alpha 5 Alpha Alpha X-Ray Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Baker, right?
Yeah, QSL, yeah, the 9 Alpha 1 Alpha station. It's a big station. I saw it once where we were on holidays in Croatia.
I heard you, Des. Stand by.
With big antennas, and it's a nice station. Yeah, thank you very much for taking my call, Ray. I wish you all the best and keep up the good work. 73.
Okay, 73. Good to hear you. Golf 4 Oscar Baker, Whiskey 2, 9 Alpha 5 Alpha Alpha X-Ray, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. 73, Sven. See you later.
Mike.
Okay, Des. Good morning, Des. Golf 4 Oscar Baker. I don't know what your signal strength is yet, but that voice gets right through. Back to you, over.
That's the way I like to do business. Keep the audio chain nice and sharp,
yep.
Have a decent microphone, keep it nice and sharp, nice and narrow, and people tend to hear me, which is a good thing. While you're doing great over here, you're very, very much over the S9. It's rather overcast here today. Temperature 50 Fahrenheit, so it's not cold, but we had brilliant sunshine for a few hours this morning. Then we had a few spots of rain, and now it's just sort of a hint of rather hazy sunshine. You're doing great, Everybody says what a good job you're doing, You're a true ambassador for ham radio, Ray. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, Roger, Des. Appreciate it. We're only trying to advance the hobby. We're only trying to get people involved. And the response has been overwhelming. My inbox is so full of emails. I remember when I went. I remember doing a live stream for a couple of days, and then I had to take a trip to Maine, and I left. I went to Maine. I went to Maine without my laptop, and for me, it's very difficult to respond to emails from an iPhone. I just can't. I could do it to a certain extent. As you see, I got reading glasses on, so I have a real hard time reading small text. So I remember doing a couple live streams, and then I went to Maine for 3 or 4 days. And then I came back from Maine, got on my PC, and I had over 2,000 emails. 90% of them was from the live streaming. So it's pretty amazing what the live streaming brought to amateur radio. More people should be doing it. If more people were doing it, the exposure to ham radio would be incredible. The days of magazines are over. They're over. They're done. Nobody's opening a magazine anymore. I don't. Talk to you later, Desk. Golf 4 Oscar Baker, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo 7-3.
Yeah, you take care. Have a nice day, and thank you for hearing me. Enjoy the weekend. G4OBB. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Des. Always a pleasure. You got the best audio. And you and Tom Shepard, you guys break right through. You guys got your audio set up perfect for working DX. You guys may not always be the loudest, but you guys get through because of the audio. 7-3, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ. Okay, there's a lot of stations in there this morning. Try to work as many as I can. Lima Alpha 2, Fox Kilo Alpha, 5-9 plus, over.
Roger, I'm mobile. 50 whiskey, so about 50 watts mobile, 2.6 meter mobile antenna near the ocean. My name is Arndt. Roger.
Okay, Art, good to hear you. Lima Alpha 2, Fox Kilo Alpha stroke Mobile. I would have never guessed you were Mobile with that signal. You're well over S9. I'm also sitting on the Atlantic Ocean. I'm running 5 over 5 over 5 and running a little over a kilowatt. Operating remote. I'm physically in New York and the transmitter's in Maine. Back to you, over.
Roger, near the Atlantic Road. I'm running an ICOM 728 here and, between the 50 and 100 watts, I guess, here. A 2.6 meter long mobile antenna near the ocean there, so just making a short recording also with my mobile phone there. So, very nice to hear you again. A great signal there. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, LI2FKI mobile. 5 plus 25 to 30 dB, over.
Wow, that's incredible to get into a mobile signal like that. Yes, send me the video. I want to see it. I'll post it on social media. Be cool to see it. I'm all for advancing the hobby. Send that video. More and more of us should be doing it. Lima Alpha 2, Fox Kilo Alpha Mobile, 7-3 from Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Bye-bye.
United Radio 5 Echo Lima Kilowatt.
Okay, just stand by one moment. I heard a couple 10-watt stations out of the United Kingdom. The Mike Whiskey 6, make your call.
Mike Whiskey 6, Denmark.
Okay, Mike Whiskey 6, Oscar Victor Tango, you're 5 and 9, 59. Are you running 10 watts? Okay, you're making it across the pond. You're 5 and 9, 59. QSL?
You're 5 and 8, 5 and 8.
Okay, fantastic. How often do you get to talk to the United States with 10 watts? Go ahead.
Not very often at all. I mean, I've been shouting you for a couple of weeks now, but you've never heard me. This is the first time, over.
Yep. Sorry about not hearing you. I get so many people calling. Well, good to make it across the pond. What's the name there? Go ahead.
Jeff, Juliet Echo Foxtrot. I'm in North Wales.
Okay, Jeff, with the 10 watts in North Wales, good to hear you this morning. What is your antenna? I know you're running 10 watts, but what are you using for an antenna? Go ahead.
Over.
Oh, I think I double with you, Jeff. What is your antenna? Go ahead.
ET36. Over.
Okay, very good, Jeff. Well, congratulations on getting across the pond. I QSL 100% logbook of the world, but if you need a QSL card, I'll make an exception. Send it direct and I'll respond. Mike Whiskey 6, Oscar Victor Tango in Wales with the 10 watts, 73. Bye-bye.
Mike 3, Radio 5, Echo Lima, Mexico 5.
Mike 3, make your call.
Mike 3, Alpha, Whiskey, Radio Mexico 5.
Okay, Mike 3, Alpha Whiskey Delta, 5.9 plus, Scotty. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ray. 59 plus 40 dB. Incredible, and I'm on the loop. A loop, 80 meter freewave loop, which is 100 feet above the ground, sitting over the top of the river. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, Scotty. Incredible signal with 10 watts. It's just something, you just amaze me with that station, but you got good location. Like I said, location will make up for a lot of things. You know, when you're a ham radio operator, you don't want to be in a valley. You want to be on a hilltop, or you want to be on the ocean. And obviously you have a hilltop or a very good sloping QTH here to North America. 5.9 plus, Scotty, with the 10 watts. Everything's fine. How's things with you? Over?
Yeah, okay. Just to confirm, it's 5 watts. 5 watts on this end, Ray. But, yeah, things are good. Not too bad. I'm on day 3 of my 4 days off work. Back to work on Sunday for another 4. So just enjoying a little bit better propagation today. It was pretty poor yesterday, but much better today. You're peaking 40 over. I'm on the loop, as I say, because the hex beam's pointing towards the east. And I can't be bothered to go out and turn it. I don't have a rotor attached to it yet, so I got to turn the mast by hand. And I just can't be bothered doing it. It's rather overcast, about 4 degrees right now. We had a little bit of snow yesterday, but nothing out of the ordinary, to be quite honest. Quite usual for this part of the UK. But yeah, it's not too bad here. We've been seeking before. I've got 4 acres of land. I'm just waiting for you to come and set up some towers for me.
I'm coming, Scotty. Yeah, I get a lot of requests from Europe to come do tower work. I don't even know how that works, if I legally can even do it. But yeah, I guess I could do it if it's just done as compensation for beer. Maybe we can work out some kind of deal. I drink some Scottish beer and some rum and whiskey, and we build towers. I'm all for that. Okay, Scott, sounds great. Incredible signal as always with the 5 watts. Mike 3, Alpha Whiskey Delta. Thanks for the 40 over from Whiskey 2 Radio Echo 73.
Yeah, okay, fine, Ray. Well, I can give you as much beer as you want. That's not a problem. The contest QTH is situated about 10 miles away from a very famous local distillery, beer producer. They do have breweries in the United States now. You've maybe heard of them. Brewdog, the 2 guys that started it actually from my hometown, about 10 miles away. So
good morning, Peter.
Brewery there, and they've got one in Kentucky and also in Germany and Australia. They started off in a garage with a little brewing kit, and now they're a multi-billion-dollar company. So unbelievable. All the best to you. Take care, Ray. We'll catch up with you soon. Enjoy the streams every day. I can get to watch anyway when I'm not at work, but always a pleasure. Catch you soon, mate. Take care. W2RE, MM3AWD. See you later.
Okay, fantastic, Scott. Keep up the good work over there, young man. And we'll catch up with you later. Sounding great. Mike 3, Alpha Whiskey Delta, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo 73. Bye-bye.
Delta Juliet 7, Whiskey.
Wow. Peter, I can't believe how loud you are all the time. You're almost 40 over this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, you as well. Good morning, Ray. Nice to meet you. So it's incredible what you are producing, such a signal every day from Maine. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is. It really is how we have a pipeline between us. You know, I during the contest, Peter, I got up real early in the morning on Sunday morning, And I really wanted to get the bottom of the band, but those K3LR guys are persistent. They're there 3 o'clock in the morning calling CQ even though the band is not open. So I couldn't grab the bottom of the band, so I grabbed 14153 and started CQing at 4:30 in the morning. 9 Alpha 1 Alpha called me, well over S9. 4:30 in the morning, and we chatted for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We were both waiting for the band to open up each way. And this location, Peter, opens up the band first to the U.S. It's an incredible location. And people that want to think social media had anything to do with my score. It's absolutely not true. It's all about the strength of the station. You know that, Peter. You hear me every day. Go ahead.
Yeah, unbelievable at that time. But they have a great setup there at that station, 9 Alpha 1 Alpha, with high towers on the sloping hill. And that does it. And I see it here as well. The sloping foreground helps quite a lot as well. I'm in a valley. But that direction to the U.S. is very good, also into the Caribbean. Other directions are not as good. But this is my favorite and helps quite a lot, Ray. Yeah, I read also in the contest
30 over.
About the story that N1 you are guy. It's unbelievable what they're telling stories there. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are telling stories. They are storytellers. There's no doubt about it. They have no idea what we're doing. No idea. But we won't harp on that. We're just going to stay above the fray. As you notice, I don't get into those forums. So good to hear you, Peter. You're doing fantastic. Congratulations on everything you're doing over there. I marvel at what your signal is out of Germany. I don't think anybody's louder out of Germany than you. I haven't heard, at least not on 20 meters. I haven't heard anybody louder. The way your station is set up, with your station design with those monobanders, it's just an incredible job what you're doing. You know what our signal is in Europe. I'm sure you've heard the signals over the weekend. And I'm sure you know that, it's all about location and the strength of the station is what was the reason that produced the score on 20 meters. Good to hear you, Peter. And as always, thanks for the support. Delta Japan 7, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Yeah, very good, Ray. Yeah, I believe DR1A station might be better with the stacked antennas, but with the single antenna I can't compare probably. So DR6 FPL was operating there. I heard him. And I built that station also, so I know how it's doing. So that would be nice to compare, but you won't hear him. You hear him only during the contests. And very good
afternoon.
Morning. Keep on good work, and we'll soon meet again. W2RE DJ7WW.
Thanks, Peter. I can't believe you're peaking 40 over. It's just an incredible job. And again, thanks for calling in, as always. Appreciate it. And we'll keep talking. This is what's great about ham radio. Everybody's out there covering their faces with masks from the coronavirus worldwide. Not only, it's not limited to just a few places. You got a worldwide issue with the coronavirus. At least we're here operating ham radio indoors. We're in a safe zone. Alessandro just said, hey, I'm watching. He goes, I can't go outdoors. We're in lockdown in Italy. Or he's in Sardinia. 7-3, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, Ray. 7-3. No panic here on the countryside with the coronavirus yet, but it will come. 7-3.
7-3, bye-bye. Okay, is there a Zulu Bravo 7? Zulu Bravo 7, make your call.
It's Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel.
Okay, Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel, good morning. You're 59, 59 plus, over.
Yeah, you are also 59. I think it's plus 20 at least here in Norway. So nice to talk to you again there. I think we have 3 QSO before. W2RE, Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel.
Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel, fantastic. Doing a fantastic job here. Incredible signal. Very nice audio. Can you please tell me how much power you're running? Your antenna, and give me your name again. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Tom. It's Tango Oscar Mike. I will just turn down the power a little bit. I'm running 7600 ICOM rig with I'm not sure what the name of my headset is, but it's a Heil headset, of course. It's a Heil ProSet Plus. I'm running about 1K, 800 watts or something into a TH11DX antenna here in Norway. So microphone back to you.
Okay, very good, Tom. Well, appreciate you calling in. You're sounding great. With your 800 watts, well over S9. 73 and take care. Up there in Norway. Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 73, bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Lima Bravo. You talk about this virus, so I'm actually at home office, so then I can do some ham radio besides the working. So I really like this home office stuff, so this is good for me.
0, X-ray, X-ray, Tango.
And nice to talk to you again. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, Lima Bravo 7, November Hotel, 73, and good DX.
Okay, 7-3. Thanks for calling in. Really appreciate it. Just QRX one moment. QRX about 30 seconds to a minute. I'll be back here. Okay, let me just say hello to everybody in here. I haven't had a chance to recognize everybody. Sorry about that. The chat. It never had so many chats in here. I can't. There's so many in here. I'm not gonna be able to recognize everybody. But thanks for watching. Richard, Golf 7, Golf Lima Whiskey, always in there. Thanks for watching. Amir, Max, Sebastian, Ian, John, Lee Davidson, Sean, Antonio, Italy Kilo 8, Golf Quebec, Paul Vitti, Mir, Billy Emmerling, Connor, young youth on RHR. Connor's in here watching. We got Roger from Sweden. We got Leva. We got Ryan. We got Dom. We got Simon. We got Dave Jackson, longtime friend. Mike. Scott McClellan. Ian. 2 Whiskey 0, a young youth. Get your U.S. call sign. We'll put you on the youth program. All you need is a U.S. call sign. Find out how to do it. Contact the ARRL. I'm sure you can get your general license, no problem. Get the book. If you get your general class license there in Wales, we'll put you on the air. You can operate with a U.S. call sign from Wales. Unfortunately, SEP won't allow remote operation, boots on the ground. Another bad idea. We're holding back the youths. We got Fetty. We got Alessandro. Alessandro's in there all the time. Always support. Good guy out of Italy. Or I should say Sardinia. We got Zulu Sierra Sid Delta in here. We got Grand 263 coming in from YouTube. I don't even know what your call sign is or if you're even a ham. How many people in here in chat? Just put in here in chat. Those of you that are not ham radio operators but are watching the show, I'd like to know. I'd like to know what the numbers are. How many of you that are actually watching right now that are not a ham radio operator but are trying to get their license or want to become a ham? Put in chat that you're studying, or put in chat that you're thinking about it, or put in chat that we've encouraged you to get a ham license. This is all good stuff that we should know. Turn up the volume. Keep working some DX. Okay, we're back. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo QRZ.
Hello, this is Mike Zero X-Ray Tango. Over.
Mike Zero X-Ray Tango. Booming 59 plus. Go ahead.
Hello, yeah. I just called you and somebody heard me and I was talking to Portugal. Stealing your frequency. Yeah, name is Callum or Cal. I'm here in the middle of England, down in my workshop, and you're Ray, I believe. W2RE M0XXT, over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Did you say the name is Cal, Charlie Alpha Lima?
Yeah, Roger.
Okay, very good, Cal. Yeah, you're very strong. You're peaking 5.9 plus 20. Your audio is perfect, and good to work you. I'm located in the state of Maine. I'm running 5/5/5, and I'm running 1 kilowatt of power from Jonesport, Maine, sitting on the Atlantic Ocean. Go ahead.
Yeah, my friend Tom told me about it. He's down the workshop with me and just spotted you live streaming, so thought we'd come and say hello. Big doublet here, 50 and 400 watts. But I won't hold you up, Ray. Lovely to talk to you. And thanks for saying hello this afternoon, it is. W2REM0XXT.
Okay, good to hear you. Mr. Shepard certainly does get around. And good for him to passing you off. 7-3, take care. Mike Zero, X-Ray Tango, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Cheers and beers.
Crew at DX Commander, all the best.
Okay, 73, cheers and beers. 73, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Mike 6, November Radio Kilo. Good morning.
Good evening, you
Okay, Mike 6, November Radio Kilo. I'm going to go find another frequency. Stand by, one moment.
Okay, stand by.
Is this frequency in use? 160-14160 QSY. Mike 6, November Radio Kilo, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, this is Mike 6, NRK, returning Ray. How's things over that side of the pond today?
Everything's going great. You're sounding fantastic with your 10 watts. You're 5 and 9, 59. Refresh my memory on the name. I know you're in here every day, but my logger, I'm using a basic logger, and it doesn't spit out the name to me. What's the name? Go ahead.
Okay, the name on the site is Jared.
That's right, Jared. I know. I got to remember that. Geroid, I believe it is. Good to hear you, Jared. You're doing great. You're running the 10 watts. What is your antenna?
Please repeat that, Ray.
What antenna? What antenna are you using? What antenna?
At the minute, I'm using a vertical antenna here at the minute, Ray.
Solid S9. Solid S9 with the 10 watts, Jared. Good to hear you. Good evening to over there in Wales. Mike 6, November Radio Kilo. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3.
Golf 0, Kilo, Echo, November.
G0, BGY, boy.
Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Golf 0, Kilo, 93 Kilo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still here, Jared. I had a lot of people calling on top of you. 73, old man. We'll catch you later. Good to hear you in here. Mike 6, November Radio Kilo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay, Ken, Golf 0, Kilo Echo November. Good to hear you. 59 plus, over.
Thank you very much for the 59 plus. You're also 59 plus, Northwest England, over.
Yep, sounding good as usual. Good audio, peaking at about 5 to 10 dB over. I'm operating from Maine today. I'm on the main station, running 5 over 5 over 5. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. Well, like you said to your last customer there, remind me of your name, over.
Oh, sorry, Ken. My name is Ray. Romeo Alpha Yankee. Radio America Yokohama.
Yes, okay, there. Thanks for that. Something
Hey,
to
Ryan.
do with old age and memory loss, etc., etc. And I don't have a logbook of any sort, indeed. But unfortunately for me, my call sign gives my name away, over.
Yeah, well, that's how I know it. We've worked many times, so I know the Kilo Echo November already. By if you didn't have that suffix, I probably wouldn't have remembered the name. I'm like you. I can remember call signs, but I'm really bad on names. Go ahead.
Yeah, I sometimes know both, sometimes one, but usually neither. That's something to do, as I said, with old age, over.
Yep. That's what happens when we start getting up in age. There, I can remember things from 30 years ago, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
You know, it's the same here. I can't remember what I did or said 10 minutes ago, but I can remember when I was 5, 6, and 7 year old. It's called short-term memory loss, over.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't turn into Alzheimer's. You know, the biggest concern. You know, what kind of damage are we doing here? Can we make it to an old age and still remember our name? Very good, Ken. Good to hear you. It's always a pleasure. Catch you later. Golf 0 Kilo Echo November, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, G0K, and yes, okay, there. Lovely to see you.
Bravo 1 Sierra Florida.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
7 Whiskey Hotel Golf calling.
Okay, 73 and take care. Whiskey Hotel Germany, make your call.
This is Delta Lima Hotel Golf. Very good morning to you, dear Ray. Great to hear again. It's a long time ago. I think 2018 was the last time we had contact together. Name here is
Got that right, Dave.
Go ahead.
Yeah, give me your call and the name again. I got Whiskey Hotel Germany. A lot of people are still transmitting.
Okay, yeah. So Delta Lima 7 Whiskey Hotel Golf, and my name is Wolfgang Ray. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're a little quick on the name. Give it to me again. Give it to me phonetically.
Wolfgang is my name. Whiskey, Oscar, Lima, Foxtrot, Golf, Alpha, November, Golf. Go ahead.
Okay, very good, Wolfgang. Yeah, the way you said it, it didn't translate for me very quickly. Very good, Wolfgang. Delta Lima 7 Whiskey Hotel Golf. Very strong, 5 and 9. Very good audio. Very bassy, but very easy to listen to. And you're peaking well over S9. Beautiful copy. Hope things are well over there in Germany. Delta Lima 7, Whiskey Hotel Germany, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. My name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee.
Okay, Ray. Yeah, thank you very much. So we're doing good here in Germany. Hopefully that we get the virus issue solved within the next month. But I don't know really. So we still have to expect that this will take a longer time, maybe over the summer. We'll see what's going on. But anyway, you have a really strong signal here on my side, peaking up to 25 over 9. So really big signal, Ray. But I don't want to hold you. Wishing you a great weekend and hope to catch you later somewhere. Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo, Delta Lima 7, Whiskey Hotel Golf. Go ahead.
Okay, Delta Lima 7, Whiskey Hotel Germany. Fantastic. Good to hear you. Yeah, the coronavirus, where I'm located here in New York, is where the most concentrated people with the virus is in the United States. And my son's a news cameraman for the news in this area called Channel 12 News, and he's been in the hotspot filming with the reporter. And yesterday they told him last night, listen, we don't want you guys exposed to it any further, because they have the National Guard in this hotspot in New Rochelle, New York. So he actually brought home the company truck, the news truck, and they're going to have him working from home. And my wife's a nurse in the county with the most cases in the U.S. So we're pretty much exposed here. So I don't know, what's going to happen, and we'll see. We'll see where it takes place. The one good thing I could say, Wolfgang, is I'm in here playing ham radio. I'm indoors. We got a large audience of people operating here, watching. The gatherings are being stopped. No more football, no more baseball, no more basketball. I hope everybody tunes in, watches us live. We're live right now in multiple platforms, streaming. A lot of people watching. Delta Lima 7, Whiskey Hotel Golf, 73 from Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Bye-bye.
Okay, Ray. Yeah, same things happening here. So all this kind of stuff will be transmitted online so that the people have the chance to participate on culture events and things like that. But this is also the same here. We'll see how the future will look like. But anyway, so we as operators are indoor, so hope that we will survive. Anyway, wish you all the best and thanks for the QSO, dear Ray, and hope to catch you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, 73. Take care. Appreciate it. So I want to make a point. DL7WHG brought it up. The coronavirus is being spread worldwide. Where I'm located in New York is the most concentrated area. They got the National Guard in New Rochelle, New York, about 30 air miles from where I am right now. My son's a news cameraman. He's been down there in the hot spots filming it. And then it's been he's been the cameraman in a hot spot, and CNN been picking it up. The CNN reporters are not even going into the hot spot, but my son was in there. He's a young man. If he gets it, he'll be okay. Just if he spreads it to me, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. My wife, a nurse. There may be a case in her nursing home. It may be reported today. It might be the second nursing home in the U.S. that has a patient with the coronavirus. We'll find out later. They're testing. Hopefully not. That would be terrible. So, yeah, the coronavirus is certainly hitting home for us here. And with that being said, a lot of people are not going to be able to watch sporting events. What are they going to do? I have a great idea. Tune into our show, right? We're going to be on the air here. At least you got something to watch. Unless you want to watch reruns of something. Here we can do a live show, and we have, like they're cutting the audio, cutting people down to groupings of 50 people or less. Well, we can have a grouping of 10,000. Let's make this fun. Turn up the volume and keep continuing on here. Let's see we never know who we're going to work next. We never know what country we're going to work. We never know what the next person's going to say. We have unlimited content here. We can do this all day long if you keep watching.
Lima Bravo 1, Sugar, Florida.
Lima Bravo 1, Sugar, Florida, 59 plus.
Thank you, Ray. You are fine. 9 plus 10 dB into southeastern part of Norway. Name here is Tom, Tango Oscar, Mexico. Back to you, Ray, over.
Good to hear you, Tom, out of Norway. Very strong signal, 59 peak and 10 dB over S9. I'm operating from Jonesport, Maine. Jonesport, Maine, running 5 over 5 over 5. And I'm running approximately 1,300 watts. 1,300 watts on the peak, Tom. And Jonesport, Maine is on a peninsula sitting out into the Atlantic. Lima Bravo 1, Sugar Fox, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Oh boy, Ray, yes, you have a really good spot there out in the ocean, so it couldn't be better with those the stacking system you have there, and 1,300 watts and modulation also very nice there, Ray. Here I'm using FTDX 3000 Yaesu and kilowatt solid state linear from Tokyo High Power, and 3-element Yagi from Force 12 here at a location 550 meter above sea level. We have sunny, but about 0 today Celsius here. Over.
Yeah, very good, Tom. Yep, we got about +7, +8 at the moment. I haven't been outdoors. I didn't even go outdoors yesterday. I don't even remember what the temperature was like yesterday. And I haven't been outdoors yet. It's coming up on 10 a.m. here. That's the beauty of being self-employed. I'll go out and work when I need to. I'm retired 30 years. Retired 30 years after working for a company here in the U.S. called Pepsi Cola. I'm now semi-retired, but probably busy as now as I've ever been. So, you know, in the wintertime, I'm usually indoors. Once the weather breaks, I got a lot of towers to build. I got a lot of work scheduled, Tom. So we're just waiting for the weather to break where we can start digging and pouring concrete. I don't know what effect this coronavirus is going to have on that. Most of the work is up in New England and Maine, so maybe we'll get lucky. But all I know is all the sporting events have been canceled. We were going to the Visalia Convention next month. That's been canceled. Everything's been canceled. So we're just going to sit here and play radio. Hopefully by the end of spring, we can get out there and start doing things again. Lima Bravo 1, Sugar Fox, good to hear you. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3.
Okay, thank you, Ray. The school is closed because the virus, so hopefully that the coronavirus peak will be over when we enter the summertime, hopefully. So it's very empty streets around the cities in Norway, so we just keep indoors and hopefully we don't get infected through radio there. 7-3, hope to catch you later. Thank you for the nice call there. Bye-bye from LB1 Sugar Fox.
Okay, good to hear you. 73 and take care. Bye-bye. So to answer your question, Samuel, good question. I don't know if there's any emergency communication going over with the coronavirus. I doubt it. The ARRL would be the front for that. I don't know if they're doing anything special. And, with the coronavirus, in many countries, a lot of events are being canceled. So, the most importantly to me is the baseball season. I'm a big baseball fan. Not popular in the rest of the world. I know most of you Europeans don't even know what baseball is, or they've seen a little bit of it. But I'm a big baseball fanatic. I love the New York Mets. Been following the team since 1969 when they won their first World Series. I was only 5 years old. And they haven't been too good of a team over the years. They actually went to the World Series with the New York Yankees in 2000 and lost. So, yeah, that's the one thing I'm going to miss is the baseball season. It's going to be delayed by 2 weeks. They canceled spring training. So this coronavirus is taking off. Might be bigger hype than we think. Or maybe we're doing the right thing. I'm not going to second question what presidents around the world are doing, banning flights. We don't know what the impact is by doing all that. It's going to hurt all the economy around the world. There's no doubt about that. So, I think taking the extra steps to try to limit the damage is the right thing to do. Ending sporting events is probably the right thing to do until we know where we are. But with that, we're still going to get on the air here and play radio. This is the fun part about amateur radio. Get on the air and continue working DX and meeting friends around the world. Every day I meet new people. That's what's great about this hobby. Every day I meet somebody new. Most of the time it's just, guys are calling in that I've worked before. I don't think I've ever worked Lima Bravo 1 Sugar Fox before. He just called in. out of Norway. This QSO will be recorded forever. It's going to be in my logbook. It's going to be in his logbook. He may send me a QSL card. That QSL card is going to go into a shoebox like the other hundreds of thousand QSL cards I have. Someday, somebody's going to look at those QSL cards. Could be my grandkids. Could be my great-grandkids. I haven't looked at them in years. Personally, I'd rather not get QSL cards. It's easier just to do Logbook of the World to do the confirmation. I've had my share of QSL cards. It's actually a headache to me, the QSL. So let's continue on here. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, beaming Europe.
Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec.
Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec out of Germany. Big signal, 59. My name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee in the state of Maine, over.
Roger, Ray. Very good morning to you.
Thanks, Dave.
Very nice signal from you. You're picking 5-9 plus 10 to be with me. The name here is Edgar. Echo Delta Golf Alpha Romeo. And the QTH is about 60 kilometers north of Munich. So I'm in the Munich area, Ray. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good, Edgar. Fantastic copy. You're doing really well. Good audio. I'm running 5 over 5 over 5. Those are monobanders. Monobanders on 50-foot booms. At 175 over 123 over 71. The top antenna is a little bit facing north towards the Scandinavian countries. And the bottom antenna, 2 antennas, are beaming directly into the central part of the Europe. And I'm operating remote. I'm physically in New York on my computer, operating from a web browser and transmitting with just a microphone. No radio here locally. Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec, back to you from Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Roger, Ray. 100% copy. Very good on your remote station, doing excellent. But you have a big antenna. You have a big antenna and a lot of power. I'm using an ICOM IC7300 barefoot, 100 watts output, and the antenna is a multi-band vertical antenna made by Fritz for 10, 15, 20, and 30 meters, situated about 10 meters above the ground. Weather here is very nice. It's sunshine at the moment, and we have about 10 degrees centigrade, Ray. Whiskey 2 Romeo Echo, DL5 MCQ listening.
Okay, good to hear you. Good to hear you. I don't think we worked before. Call does not sound familiar. Good to hear you for the first time out of Germany. You're doing extremely well with your setup. We do have a pretty big station here. I call it big ears. We have big ears, meaning we can hear everybody. Very rare that we don't hear the 5-watt guys. Only when there's QRM. So when the band is open, we can hear them. We can hear everybody out of Europe on most days. I love working those 10-watt guys in the United Kingdom. They got that licensing structure and figured out with the entry-level foundation license. Delta Lima 5, Mike Charlie Quebec, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Back to you, over.
Roger, Ray. Very nice copy again. Yes, you've got big ears. You will hear everything from Europe when there is a little bit of propagation. And seems to be propagation is not very bad today, Ray. So I will let you go. Many thanks for the very nice QSO. Have a nice day, and hope to meet you again. Best 73s to you, to Maine, Ray. Whiskey 2 Romeo Echo, Delta Lima 5.
That's right, 2 watts.
Charlie Quebec, signing off from here. Bye-bye.
Okay, 73. Thanks for calling in. A pleasure's all mine. This is Whiskey 2 Romeo Echo, QRZ 20 meters.
DK3, Germany Sugar.
DK3 again.
Honolulu. RV3, Golf 0, Papa Oscar, Quebec.
Okay, Golf 0, Papa Oscar, Quebec. Very strong signal. You may be slightly off frequency. See if you could tune me in. I'm exactly on 160.00. But that doesn't mean our VFOs are exactly lined up. Just slightly off frequency. You have a very strong signal. You're 5.9 plus 20. Go ahead.
Yeah, fine business there. This is G0POQ. I'm sorry about being off frequency slightly. I did catch the VFO. I'll say that right in a minute. And I think we'll be on frequency now.
Call you in a second, George.
Yeah, thank you very much for the signal report. You're very, very strong into my station this afternoon. You're 5 and 9 plus 20. The name here is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo. I'm situated on the northeast coast, and the city name here is a place called Hull, like Hotel Uniform Lima Lima. I'll pop it back over to you. Hopefully that we're on frequency now. This is G0, POQ listening.
Very good, Dave. You're dead on the frequency now. Perfect. Very strong signal. And now that you're on frequency, your audio absolutely perfect. And you're sounding great from Hull in the United Kingdom there in England. I'm located in Jonesport, Maine. It's a small little fishing community. That's all they do in this town. Jonesport, Maine is fish. You go right into the village, all you see is boats. Fishing for lobsters. That's where I'm located. Jonesport, Maine is known for one thing, being the most foggiest place in the United States. More fog in Jonesport, Maine than any other place in the USA. That's what they say. And I think because we're on a peninsula sitting out into the Atlantic. Right on the saltwater sea is where we're located. Brand new station I'm operating from. It was built in October of 2019. And on this particular tower, which is almost 200 feet, we're running 5 over 5 over 5. We have 5 towers at this location. All of them are almost up to 200 feet, the smallest tower being 140. On the 140-foot tower, we have a multi-band antenna with 6 meters. Sounding good, Dave. Beautiful copy here into the most northeast corner of the U.S. Golf 0, Papa Oscar, Quebec, Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo. Back to you, over.
Yeah, Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo, Golf 0, Papa Oscar, Quebec returning. Yeah, fine business. And funny enough, my city used to be a big fishing city at one time, but all the dockland and what have you is all redundant now. And where my house is, I'm only about 1 mile north of the River Humber, which leads out into the North Sea. So, I'm right near the water. Fine business on your antenna setup. You make me feel very envious. My tower is 60 foot, 60 feet. And on the top of that, I've got a 7-element Moxon tri-bander, and stacked above that, I've got a 4-element Yagi for the walk bands, for the WARC band, 17 meters. So there we go. The WX here today. It's a very nice day actually for the time of the year. We've got a temperature of around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Slight wind blowing from the north, but overall quite a nice day. The radio I'm using here is ICOM 7300. I'm only operating on about 90 watts. The amplifier here is turned off, and the amplifier is an Ameritron AL811, and that's the setup from here. Anyway, it's been very nice making the contact with you this afternoon. My local time here is 7 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, so I do wish you the best of 7-3s. Have a really, really nice weekend, and I'll certainly look forward to working your station again in the future. Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo, G0, POQ now clear. Cheers, bye-bye.
Okay, very good. Good to work you, Dave. You're I think you said 90 watts. It's doing an incredible job. I thought for sure you had an amplifier going there with a big Yagi. But you're definitely doing fine with the 90 watts with your antenna system. Just doing an incredible job. And be safe, my friend. Take care. Best wishes. And we'll catch you again on the frequency. Golf 0, Papa Oscar, Quebec. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. 7-3. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 7-3s. Bye-bye.
Sugar Mike, stroke Oscar Zulu 4, Papa Alpha Tango. Sugar Mike, stroke Oscar Zulu 4, Papa Alpha Tango. How copy, George? Over.
Unit 5, Kilo Zulu Foxtrot.
Okay, guys, stand by one moment. Sugar Mike, stroke Oscar Zulu 4, Papa Alpha Tango. You're 5 and 5, George. 5 by 5, 55. What's my signal report like? Go ahead. Yeah, Roger on the 10 dB over S9. Yeah, you're 5 and 5. Yeah, you certainly wouldn't have gotten through the pileup. So thanks for pinging me. Appreciate you calling in and have yourself a great day. Sugar Mike, stroke Oscar Zulu 4, Papa Alpha Tango. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm gonna check out, but I'll be back later. Appreciate everybody calling. I'm gonna go get some breakfast here, do a couple chores, and I'll be on the air in a few hours. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, 7-3. Unfortunately, I can't work everybody. I would love to be able to work every guy. But breakfast is calling. I need something to eat. So, as always, appreciate everybody in here. I couldn't respond to everybody in chat, but I know you're all watching. I just read Alessandro's message where they're in quarantine, just like in China. It's terrible to be indoors, not get out. Scary. Think of the impact. Think of the impact, what's going on over there in Italy. He's in Sardinia. He's on an island. Quarantine. I can't even imagine what they're thinking over there. The outside world, you know, they're depending on what's being said on the news. I don't even know if the news is running over there in Sardinia. I guess they'd have to watch the world news to know what's going on. I'm not going to comment on the Trump thing because I'm never going to get political. I have my political views, but I keep it to myself. And I enjoy working all the QRP guys, just like Mike 7, WOB, Paul just mentioned. We're always going to work the QRP guys. QRP guys is what keeps it interesting. QRP guys is what gave me that huge score on 20 meters over the weekend. Nothing to do with social media. That's all hype. The social media was just to open up amateur radio for contesting. Show the world how it's done. The ones who are saying I took an advantage, they're completely wrong. They don't understand what's going on. They just think because he had so many more Qs than the top multis, it has to be social media. Cannot be operator skill. It cannot be that the station's superior. Nah, it can't be none of those things. Don't give me credit for that. Want to bring you down. But again, I've harped on that already. So, again, everybody, thanks for checking in here. Fully appreciate it. Please keep watching. Keep sharing. Tell me what content you want to see. Send emails. Send pictures. I'll post what I can. We have a store. Let me just bring it up real quick. Not that it's of any importance, but if you want to support us, especially support the youth program. Here's the youth program. Here's our merchandise page. We have merchandise. If you want a cool RHR shirt, you can go to the merchandise store. It ships worldwide. No problem getting it shipped anywhere in the world. all the proceeds that come from the store, which isn't much, is given back to the youth program. So if you land up buying a hat in Europe, $20 hat, I don't know, we make $2 on the hat. The $2 is going to be put into the jar for the youth program. We spend a lot of money on the youth program. We don't have any donations. We don't have donations coming in like the ARRL to support the youths. Because we're for a profit organization. We cannot take donations. So, you buy a hat, go back to the youth program. I don't even like bringing this up. But if we're going to be able to do these shows and support the youth, we could use a little help. Not asking anybody to send donations in directly to us. Buy some merchandise. And if you can't afford to buy the merchandise, we're okay with that. We're not forcing anybody to buy it. And this is our homepage. Go to remotehamradio.com. Since doing these live streams, 100,000 new hits to our website. Come in, take a look, see what we're doing. Seeing how this is all done. As I mentioned earlier, it's just 4 guys. Just 4 guys, 4 of us that built this mega remote system. 4 guys, that's it. We're able to pull this off. Build these big stations. Here they are. This is me. I'm the grunt guy. I got the climbing belt on. I do the tower work. You got Lee, WW2DX. He does everything. Master of all trades. If he needs to get on a tower, he can. Mostly he does the IT work, the security, the communication with customers. His writing skills are way better than mine. So, he corresponds. Right now, we're working a big deal. We have an NDA with a company. Can't talk about it. But we're expanding the business. He handles that stuff. Brilliant guy. Then we got Rockwell here, the third one over. Young man. Started working with us 8 years ago. Right out of college. Brilliant. He does all our coding. He's built the beautiful console that I was just operating. And then my son, Bobby. Jack of all trades. My right-hand man. Well, we'll be back later. Thanks for watching. 7-3. This is Ray, W2R8.